Sovereigns, welcome. It is another Sovereign Sunday. And so I just want to welcome you all into the Sovereign experience, the Sovereign Eats experience. Every Sovereign Sunday, we feature a raw food demo. And this raw food demo this evening will focus on dips, right? Because it's summer and everyone wants light food, light veggie platters, fruit platters, light food, light but nutritious. So I have a wide variety of veggies. I wanted to have a little bit more. Like I was thinking about some additional things that I could include, but I just used what I had. I decided not to go out and purchase a whole lot, but utilize what I have. So the variety that you see here is it's mixed. Some of them I will use in the recipe, and surprise, surprise, the others, like you see, neatly crinkle cut carrots and parsnips and so on. I will create a quick veggie platter just to show you how you can utilize all your various dips on a cheese board or on a veggie platter as dinner. You can use it as a personal dinner plate if you like, if you want a really big dinner, or you can use it just to share with someone, right? Everything that I share with you and I present to you, I I present an easy option, right? It's always anything that I'm presenting is very easy for you to be able to do. There's always a blender in tow. There's always a blender because it makes making or dips and sauces and dressings easy. All right. So again, this is the last in our series of summer dips because, of course, this is the last Sunday in July. And, you know, toward the end, I'm going to share a little bit because I would like to challenge you all, right? The challenge will be for each of you, those of you who are interested to join the challenge. The challenge would be for you to recreate all or a few of the veggie dips and create your own veggie platter with the dips and, chopped or sliced veggies. And you can include crackers and other things and plate it very well. And so, what we'll do is we'll run a quick challenge. We'll rate each platter next Sunday and we'll choose a winner. How about that? Right? Now, don't forget, this is all about creativity. It's all about sharing and showcasing what you've learned here because I think it's really valuable. And the best way to actually remember and put your own spin on it or create your own based on your flavor palette and your family's flavor palette, the best way is to actually try it. So there'll be more about that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that toward the end, in terms of the steps that you should go through on Instagram, and even on Facebook, so that you can participate. All right. So let's look at our ingredients. All right, our ingredients. So there's a lot here. Some of them, some of these I said are going to definitely go into our recipe. So our recipe calls for carrots, and I have already loaded up carrots and some celery pieces into my blender. You can use way more carrots than I have here. And I can actually grab some carrots from the bowl and add them, right? Because I just feel like I wanted a little bit more. But you need about a half a pound of carrots. Ginger, you need a quarter cup. I have way more ginger because I really like the strong ginger flavor. And I am not juicing the ginger first. I'm not blending and straining and using the liquid. I'm using all of the pulp as part of the dressing because I want my dip, to be hearty and thick. Okay, so I'm going to add that ginger, and you probably notice I have garlic, hot pepper, right, and onions. These are raw onions. I use them all the time, and that's something that you could utilize too. Raw onions kind of It gives a nice seasoned flavor and there's a bite to it, right? Sometimes you want, you can add some cayenne pepper to that if you like, but I choose to use the ginger and some of the onion to get that strong flavor. Okay, a good combination as well is the or a good addition rather. Pardon, my whole hand just went in there. A good addition is green onion, and so I spoke to you all about and shared. You can create a bulk green onion sauce or seasoning so that you can always dip and pour whenever you need to. There's never a need to create from scratch um, every single time you food prep because you have you'll have a nice bulk batch. The last thing that I'm gonna add to my blender to make the carrot ginger dip is toasted sesame oil, right? And so you need about 1 tablespoon. I added more because this particular recipe calls for olive oil as well too, but I prefer to go on the easy side because I have been you know I have been having a lot more oils than I want to. So I decided to cut out one of the oils. So I cut out olive oil. But if you're not willing to cut out the oils and you want to add that extra fat, you can utilize the olive oil. You need about, a quarter cup, right? And that is still a lot too. But again, the amount that you include, sometimes a lot of times it depends on how much dip you're actually making. All right. You can add salt if you like. Pink Himalayan salt is great. If you want to add a sulfurous flavor combination, you can add black salt. And we'll talk about black salt and even black tahini a little bit later on this year. Those are really great flavors. We talk about melanin rich foods, and so they have a different flavor, heavy layer of flavor that really it makes eating plant-based foods very interesting, right? So we can talk more about that, but that's an option using pink Himalayan sea salt or black salt. And you're not using a lot, you're using very little. You can use miso. Miso is an option. So if you're putting salt in here, then you don't use miso. But if you are going to use miso, if you're going to use salt, then that's your choice. So it's miso or salt. But you don't have to. You can use some aminos. You can use coconut aminos. That's much better. In this case, I utilize some smoked coconut aminos in here. So you can utilize different options or alternatives to get that saltiness. Um, like I said, so we have carrots, we have ginger, green onions. I include including miso if you like, sesame seed oil. I did not mention the rice vinegar. You can use rice vinegar. Please be careful. Rice vinegar many times comes with a syrup, right? So make sure you're identifying a pure form of rice vinegar to use, or you can use apple cider vinegar, just use much less. You don't want your dip to have a heavy vinegar flavor or taste. You're using the vinegar to add that note of acid that's required to that's what makes dips tangy and tasty. It's that combination of the tangy with the salt. All right, so that's the tangy, which is the acid, with the salt and fat. Very important. So I have all of my ingredients. All I'm going to do is just blend. If you want to make the dip into a dressing, you can add some extra water in here. Maybe even if you don't mind having a sweet taste, you can add a little bit of apple juice or water and avocado, right? A piece of avocado will help to expand your mix and it'll make it a little bit more well, not watery, but more liquidy rather than a dip, right? All right, so you know what's gonna be going on in the next couple seconds. We're putting on the blender. I'm blending up all of my ingredients, and then I'm going to quickly put a vegan veggie platter together so you can see how we utilize all of the dips. Okay. Oh, I wanted to show you. I have all the layers in here. All the layers. Oh, one more thing. Seasoning peppers, pimento peppers. Now I ran out of pimentos, but if you have a pimento or two, you can drop two or three in there. Always add seasoning and flavor to your food in different ways. Stop. You can see most of the veggies and so on, they've started to blend and cream. And I only have a few things like onions and so on at the top. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to let it go. I know you can't see it, but that's okay. Look at me for a little while. So I stopped because the texture that I have here, it is very liquidy, very smooth. Now I like to play with things like psyllium husk because if I add a little bit of psyllium husk to what I have here, and I pardon me because I forgot to actually bring the bottle with me so you can see, but psyllium husk is a fibrous powder that really soaks up all liquid anywhere. So if you want to reduce the looseness of your dip, you want to make the dip a little bit firmer, you can add a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of psyllium husk to any dip that you're making and blend again. Now, I did not blend this so that it's creamy. You can do that. I kind of left it chunky just because it adds texture. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it out. Give it one more whip. All right, and now I'm going to pour it out plates, and we're going to just enjoy feasting your eyes on the delicious platter. All right, so I'm going to use a regular chopping board. I'm calling it my cheese board, okay, until I get something fancy and so on. But I thought of using a platter, but as I said to myself, I like the idea of wood. I love wood. So that's something that we're going to use. So I'm going to pour out 3 dips, right? I'm going to utilize broccoli cheese, right? So I made a bit more of the broccoli cheese that I shared with you. Pumpkin spice, the savory pumpkin pie dip. I also have some more of that I'm going to include on my platter. And I'm just going to turn it so you can see. Let me see if I want to show you this way. Yeah, so I think you can see it easier if I did it this way. All right, good. It almost feels like it's upside down, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. All right, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to pour out the carrot ginger. All right, you can see nice, beautiful, brilliant carotenoid color. I didn't add any turmeric to this at all because I didn't need to. The carrots, there's so much carrot in here, it's really strong. And so the way you start, at least I like to start creating my platters by utilizing the dip first. So I'm just going to place all of the dips in one area. I'm gonna add some pepper flakes to the top. So this is the carrot ginger. This is the broccoli cheese. All right, and the last one that I'm gonna plate. Can you all see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? If you remember, if you have questions, please don't be afraid to just jump into the comment section and ask. I will make the if there are any options or alternatives, rather alternative options that you would like me to share, just let me know. Ask, because I know sometimes we have allergies, and it's always very good when you can recreate something using options that are healthier for you and your family. All right, so feel free to ask. You can add chickpea to this, by the way, just if you want to increase the creaminess and the texture of it. You can, again, like I said, you can add an avocado. That helps to improve creaminess. This one is a bit liquidy, but that's how I like it, because it's chunky, it's juicy, and it's appropriate because we have a lot of slices of veggies. So I'm just gonna work around this, right? I'm just gonna work around. You can probably see me. I won't take too long, but I like doing some this kind of, let's plate it and make it look good. And it's always a good thing, to entice your family members with just pretty vegetables, right? Sometimes it's how we lay it out makes a huge difference. So that's always an easy thing to do. A little bit about the challenge. So for the challenge coming up, I'm challenging you to do the same. Just look at how I am recreating all of the different dips that I shared with you, and just chopping vegetables. So you're probably saying, well, how did you get these that way? All I did was cut my celery sticks at a slant, right? Cut them at a diagonal, rather, and that is, that's that. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to add this here. Ooh. I don't have a lot of red pepper, so I'll just put a few pieces here to add some red color to it. I have parsnip, so I'm going to add parsnip, but the parsnip, I'm going to, so parsnip kind of oxidizes. So you want to either squeeze a bit of lemon on your parsnip, and sometimes when you do that, they start curling, but it actually prevents them from browning. See, some of them have started on the tips already, but just add a little bit of water to it, and some vinegar, or like I said, some lime. That's always very it's always easier to just squeeze a lime on top of it. Just squeeze a lime on there, and it prevents it from oxidizing, from getting brown. It keeps its nice creamy color. Okay, boom. Not really done just yet. I have tofu cubes. I have cubes of tofu. So what I did was I marinated the tofu in a curried marinade that I used to marinate some some raw veggies. So I just cut them in chunks. As you can see, they're really firm because they've been sitting in the dehydrator for a couple of hours. Pretty easy. Just toss them in the marinade, then throw them on a sheet and pop them in the dehydrator. So I'm gonna just pour some of these out, maybe here, right there. That's it. Boom. That's done. All right, that's easy. I have cherries that I'm gonna add, and I have slices of raw vegan pizza that I created. They're not vegan, they're high raw. So the crust is made from squash with a little bit of almond flour and just a tad bit of the regular flour, just to get a little bit of stickiness and hold it together. And the cheese is obviously cashew cheese, along with just lots of different veggies. There's kale on here. I have tomatoes. So again, it's a veggie platter, but you can add just a bunch of different things to your platter to um to make it great, right? Make it great. Make it great, make it great, make it great. You can add some carrots here. Excuse my hand if you see my whole arm in the picture. I'm just trying to get in there and add some funkiness to good funkiness to the platter. And sometimes this takes a while. So as I'm doing this, I can talk about the challenge, right? So one of the things that I would like is for you to the post that actually advertises um this particular episode today actually has the steps, right? I encourage you all to like and share this particular the post. And what you can do is you can send me a quick DM indicating, whether you're interested in doing the challenge. If you do create the challenge during the strong, before we actually meet next Sunday, send a picture. If you send a picture, it makes it so much, it makes it easier, as opposed to trying to share the picture on the day of the live, right? I'm just going to take this out of your way so you don't get to see um, that plate. I have one more thing to add. I have cherries. All right. And you're probably saying, well, fruit along with this, but why not? All right. So I'm just going to move it into your scope so you can see all of it. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Cool, cool, cool. That's good. So I think you can see everything. All right. All right. So let me finish adding the cherries. Yeah. So on the Instagram page, I actually ask you to like and comment below the post indicating whether you want to participate. And I actually ask for you to utilize, as I said before, all or one of the dips, along with any assortment of veggies and maybe flatbreads or crackers or anything that you like, and recreate something similar to this. It is, what did they call it? A smorgasbord? This is just a wide variety of veggies. If you have anyone who, has likes or dislikes, this gives them a wide range, a wide variety of little snacks and nibbles to choose from. This is going to be something great for if you're entertaining, or if you just have family members over, or you want to treat your family to something really good but light and simple. All right. The other thing, back to the challenge, I'm going back and forth. Back to the challenge. The last thing is, if you are going to share your fully created veggie platter on next Sunday's live, of course, prepare your platter but long before. Make sure you cover it and everything's in order. And I will share a link, right? That link you can use to actually come into our Sovereign experience, Sovereign Sunday, and we will showcase you right alongside me, right? So just as you are able to see my creation on here this evening, you too, we too will be able to see your creation, and you can talk about it. You can talk about which of the dips you prefer, which one was hard for you to enjoy, and just your ideas around the different types of variations that you want to try for each of them. All right. I really will that you got value from today's video and today's share. I will that you're able to recreate something. And if you do, very similar to this, please tag us, tag the Sovereign Eats, and share this with anyone that you come in contact with that you know can benefit from shifting and changing to a vegan or a vegetarian plant-based lifestyle, because that shift will help them. It will help them tremendously. I mean, immediate decrease in body fat, immediate increase in energy. All right. And I mean, of course, that's if you're consuming any and everything similar to what our platter looks like. That variety is what I mean. Not just the carb heavy foods, but and the typical vegan soul food, but actually consuming plant based, where they're consuming a variety of fresh fruits, fresh veggies, and expanding their palate, right? Expanding the list of veggies that they consume. Because I think many times when we talk about transitioning to a healthier lifestyle and we start to consider the vegan or and plant-based lifestyle, there's always a worry about how limited, right, the options can be. The truth is the options expand exponentially when you shift, because you start to realize that, whoa, I don't, strawberries aren't the only fruit here, right? There are all the different exotic fruits that you can enjoy. You'll find yourself jumping into jackfruit and soursop, and just really going beyond strawberries, blueberries, and bananas, right? Because the variety is what makes it exciting. And the new discovery is also what helps you stay on course. All right. So allow for your brain to expand by allowing your taste buds to expand, right? And get to know all of these different fruits and veggies and, their nutritional content, because that balance is really important to your physical health and sustaining you. Peace and power. Wellness is yours. This is Maksha. This has been another Sovereign Eats Sunday. Our carrot ginger dip was divine. It's good. It's really good. I didn't taste it. Let me taste it really quickly. I'll pour it a little bit on the side and taste it using a carrot. Um, we'll talk about substitutes later. If you have questions about substitutes, ask me. Taste test. I mean, it's so good. I'm always going to say it's so good. The ginger has my mouth on fire, and I love it. I love it. And the carrots, the sweetness of the carrots balances well with the heat. There isn't a heavy sesame seed or sesame seed oil flavor. If you want more of that flavor, you can add a little bit more of that oil. I decided not to use too much oil because I wanted it to be lighter. So, peace and wellness is yours. Enjoy, and don't forget, like, share, subscribe. See you again August 1st. Oh, one last thing. Please, please, please. One last thing. Tell me what you think about just starting to starting back, or continuing or restarting our midday motivation. All right. I have some ginger going on in my mouth, so excuse me. But I really wanted to continue with the midday motivation series that I started a couple months ago. And, I paused for a little bit because I wanted to reassess what is best and how to move forward and what topics I thought were trending and also aligned with some of the things that you all want to learn or explore. So I'll definitely dig into some of the topics that you all shared. But please let me know if that time, that 12:30 time for the midday motivation has worked for you. And if it has, please put your comment in the comment section below, because what you have to say to me, your feedback is very, very valuable. Wellness is yours.